A-Twist. It's Rap Attack.
Yes, sir. You know what it is, man. It's Rap Attack official. Your boy AJ Showtime.
Yes, sir. DJ Twisted. We have royalty in the building.
Absolutely.
We have the queen, Lisa Fischer, in the building.
First of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And I know Rap Attack is a different spin on things, but you have no idea how much you've touched hip-hop. Wow. Also, with all the other genres that you've touched.
Yes,
so it's
indeed.
only right that we give you your flowers here and say thank you for inspiring us for doing what we do, and also for your song for carrying on as long as your career has. Mm-hmm. Your flowers are always here, so Baltimore thanks you. So we just want to get that off the break.
My God.
Yes, we really appreciate you around these parts.
I literally have chills. Really, just looking at how warm and how real that feels coming from you guys. It's just so sweet and so kind. Because, when you get to be almost 67, you almost feel invisible, so it's so
Oh, yeah, definitely not that. Definitely not that.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of that, your age, you're saying you're 67, but the way you perform, you don't look that way. So you're actively touring right now.
Yeah.
And I've seen you on stage. I've been watching a little bit. How do you keep up with everybody else that's touring right now? Because you're out there and you're singing and you're giving it your all. So how do you stay in tune with everything that's going on?
I think the biggest thing is staying in tune with the people, with your audience. There's something about when human beings come into a room and no matter what kind of day they've had, you feel the vibration of who they are, what they've been through. Sometimes people will ask you for a hug because they just need it, It's just things have been really thick and crazy and folks are just trying to survive and get through the day. And so we need these moments of being together with other people who get that. We need moments of being in sound vibration and the healing that can bring within the rhythms, with what you guys do, within melodies, with what singers tend to do, with the words, which is what writers and singers interpret and rappers freestyle on, and they're going by what is real in the moment. And I think the culmination of all those things working together, no matter at what time it was created or if it's new, I think the marriage of all that brings people together, young and old, and it sort of bridges the gap between young and old. It bridges the gap between young people thinking perhaps that maybe someone older wouldn't relate to them because they haven't lived through what I lived through. But then the younger person hasn't lived through what the older person has lived through. And so bridging that gap makes us all more powerful, more knowledgeable, and more prepared to deal with the future.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So as an artist, you're the true definition of artistic freedom.
I pray that I'm free. I think we're always hoping that we're free because, there are loops and things going around all the time that make you think that you're having thoughts that are not your own. And so to constantly fight against that and to be aware of it is the work that needs to be done.
Because when it comes to this industry, of course, like Beyonce with her going to the country genre and still fighting to be accepted in that box.
Right.
You've had the ability to touch so many different genres, especially at an earlier period of time. What was your secret compared to those who wasn't able to do it?
I think being open, really just being open, being a clean slate. It's like a lot of times, an artist will have a particular sound and we'll know what that sound is. And so people will hire you for that sound. But as a background singer that does a whole bunch of different stuff, my joy is being a changeling. It's being able to have a different cloak, have a different energy, have a different color in the voice, have a different rhythm, listening to the singers around me and matching my tone with what I have, with what they have, and shifting and making that work for them. It's like cradling them within their own sounds. And that, to me, is like the birthing of a new sound.
There's not many artists that came through here and has worked with the Rolling Stones. You know what I'm saying? So speak to me about that energy and how that magic was created.
It was so amazing for me because, the cradle of their music is our music. It's all black, blues, all us, right? So, and they would import the music and listen to it in London, and then go out in the clubs in London and do their interpretation, their inspiration of what that did to them. And so that has now become their sound. And so for me, listening to that, there's a lot of familiar energies within their music, even though folks go, oh, it's just a rock band, you know. And it's like, it's more than that. There's a lot of heart. I mean, and the way that Keith Richards plays, it's just, he's on a whole nother level as well. So between the whole band is just insane. So to be able to sing with a bunch of boys, like the Boys, was a lesson for me. And so it was like school's in, because there are things that are familiar to you, but there's a whole lot that isn't. And so learning how to tune myself to Mick and Bernard Fowler, who was the male vocalist, who he knew how to do that stuff, like with his eyes closed on his head in his sleep. And I would always just listen to the way they would sing together, and then I would slowly kind of change my tone according to what they were doing. And I think for me, it kind of gave me another level of paint colors to fling on the wall. You know, so for me, it was like, I don't know, it's like a gourmet meal.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of a gourmet meal, from Tina Turner to, of course, the legendary Luther Vandross.
Oh, God.
I know one of your favorite songs to sing was So Amazing.
Yeah.
But what's some advice or what's a funny story you may have of Luther that, you know, others may not know?
Advice or funny story? I think the advice is, Luther would always say, I'm singing for my life. It's like every night he would go on stage, he really believed that he was singing for his life. And every night when he would sing, House is Not a Home, he had to sing it. You never got the feeling that he didn't want to sing it. You never got the feeling that he was bored with it, because he was living in it every second, every night, no matter what kind of voice he had. He would use the voice that he had if he was hoarse, and he would sing around it. And for me to watch and witness that was magical, because it's almost as though it was brand new to him every night. But he also knew his footsteps in the sand, but it was still new steps to us as listeners. And the magic of that for me was just, it's a lifetime lesson for me.
Now, you influenced a lot of hip-hop artists, a lot of hip-hop music, and one of your songs was in one of my favorite movies, Beat Street, Only Love.
Only love, only love can heal the pain.
I used to try to break dance to that joint.
I remember that song, yes.
Any hip-hop artists that you connected with, that you remember, that you loved and cared for back then?
Oh, wow, back then?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God, I see his face. Oh, my God, I see his face, and I feel like an idiot not being able to call his name.
Oh, that's all right.
During that time period.
Yeah, well, it could be any time period that you can think of that you connected with a hip-hop artist because you know that you influenced them.
These are the breaks.
Curtis Blow?
Curtis Blow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Curtis Blow.
Oh, I just love the tone of his voice.
Yeah.
These are the breaks. What? Because to me, I think that's when I was starting to realize the spoken word has melodies as well, but they're subtle. They're similar to when I go to church and I hear the preacher preaching, and the fire is moving up, and you feel the kundalini spinning in your back, and the sweat starting to come down, and the words coming through, and it's got a melody, but it's not the melody structure that we've been taught to live in America. It is something that came way before. It is ancestral. And so for me, hearing rappers do that as a natural thing is spiritual for me. Yeah.
One thing is spiritual is, of course, the song How Can I Ease the Pain? That song's been sampled over 33 times. From Japan, Germany, and of course here in America, from 3 6 Mafia to, of course, NLE Chopper recently.
Yes, sir.
So What does that mean to you to know that you're a part of hip hop? And also, what does that mean for this song to stand the test of time that it has?
I'm literally, I have chills on my arm. This is like news to me. I feel grateful. I feel grateful because I feel like the music gives us the opportunity to connect. It just does. And that, for me, is everything. It's just being able to see people smile, or see people enjoying themselves, or see people having a memory, or having a memory that is shared with other people, even if it's something that may not be so good. They can say, I'm not alone, you know. I feel grateful. I feel honored. I feel, I don't know, like I want to cry.
No, do that. But I'll say this. We are honored to have you.
Yeah, you got me warm inside right now.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
We really appreciate you. You are an icon. You're a legend. You're a queen.
Thank you. Oh, my God.
Lisa Fischer, man. Rap Attack, your boy AJ Showtime.
DJ Twisted, B-More's 92Q.
Thank you.
AJ!